John 5:11. Respondit eis, qui me fecit sanum, illa mihi dixit, tolle grabatum tuum et ambula. He responded to them, or replied to them, he who made me well, or healed me, that person said to me, lift up your mat and walk. This verse is mostly a rehash of what we've seen before, as the man who's just been healed reports to the Jewish leaders why he's doing this, why he's picking up his mat, because a dispute has been raised in just the previous verse about whether or not this is something one is allowed to do on the Sabbath. The Jewish leaders say, no, it's not. You'll remember that phrase, non licet. It is not permitted. It's not allowed. It's not lawful. And this is the healed man's defense. He answers them, that is the Judai in the background here from the previous verse. And here's where his quotation begins. Qui me fecit sanum, comma, illa mihi dixit tolle, and then here's a quotation within a quotation, tolle grabatum tuum et ambula. So probably the most important thing to focus on here is just a phenomenon that's a little bit unusual for English speakers, and that is the introduction of a relative clause with a relative pronoun and no preceding antecedent. I think many Latin students would like to see is qui in a sentence like this. He who, because that's normally how we have to do it in English. He who made me well. Notice the object here with its complement. He who made me whole or healed. In Latin, all we need to do is to say qui, referring back to our unexpressed but very real masculine singular antecedent, which of course is Jesus. We don't need the is. In other words, we can simply begin with the relative pronoun. I think this sometimes catches beginners in Latin a bit by surprise, but it happens very frequently in the Latin of all periods and ages and genres. Now we do get another pronoun here. This is a demonstrative pronoun, more or less functioning actually as the equivalent of is. Doesn't need to be expressed here. It could simply say, qui me fecit sanum, mihi quoque dixit. He who healed me also said to me. We don't actually need to express another pronoun, but again, following the Greek text, qui me fecit sanum, ille, he, probably here, it's a weakened demonstrative force usually in the Vulgate. He said to me, and here's the quotation within the quotation, which we've seen all before in previous verses, so we don't need to go into the grammar again. Take up or lift up your mat and walk. Fake it. It may be worth reminding ourselves, of course, from facio, facere, feci, factum, to do or make.